And I am live on YouTube as well. Later you can watch all my streams on YouTube. What are we solving? Something from Atcoder. Mind me later. I have two ways to do something here. Either choose something from Atcoder Grand Contest, or there is this Atcoder checklist. kenku.com. And if I type my username here, it will show problems that I already solved. Maybe let's do this 34. Or this one, 31. Yeah, 31 seems fine. Those two problems, sequence of permutations and snag the phantom thief. Is that fine? How long did it take you to be so good at coding? Around 10 years. And earlier, 10 more years of math problem solving in school. Maybe the latest Atcoder regular? No. On Tuesdays, I will solve very difficult problems. And this will mainly be where I want to get better. I want to upsolve something difficult. And if you want, you can watch. But on Tuesdays, I will not focus on this making this, educational. Thursday and Saturday, then I will explain everything. I will listen to your suggestions, but no, not on Tuesday. So I'm not taking suggestion today, and every Tuesday will be like that. I thought Atcoder regular was hard. It's Atcoder Grand Contest, regular and beginner. Hello from Oman. Hello. Hello, Oman. Linux or Windows? I think you can guess by looking at the, how is it called? The image you put as a screen. Wallpaper. Yeah, so let's try this. When you type, I need to set this up, but when you type !link, you will get this. Link, yeah, it's here. I think problem will also work. Done. And if you're watching on YouTube later, just, you can Google title of the problem and you will find it. Once I figure out the solution, I will do some coding. Wait a second. I don't know what code I have here. That's always a scary experience that I might show something, confidential. DCPP. I think it will sooner or later happen. I hope it will be later. Now link or problem will work in Twitch chat. For two permutations, let FPQ be the permutation that satisfies the following. This element is this. So like if the first permutation has number 2 here and the second number has 5, the second permutation has 5, then it means in the final permutation the second number is 5. So if this is the beginning of first permutation and the second one. right? Yep. I need to say that using those two permutations, I create a third one, then using second and third, create a fourth one, and so on. And after I'm done with this problem, I will move to the next one in the same contest. Yep, let's start thinking. I will just maybe grab this input. Instead of analyzing this myself, I will write a brute force to generate a sequence, every next permutation. Maybe using this as an example. Three, two, 1, 5, 4. Let's see. So the first one is just A. Then B. C of A of I is B of I. Now AB changes into BC. A is B, B is C. Doesn't work. This is more like turn. This stream will be for around 2 hours. I hope to just solve those two problems, D&D. Let's in particular see if this is a correct output. 43215. Yes, that's exactly what was there. Now basically I need to understand what is the size of the cycle here or something, because obviously the number of permutations is limited by n factorial. So eventually there must be a permutation, the cycle. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, here the cycle size is 3. This sequence is repeated over and over again. Maybe the permutations, the cycle size is linear, but I don't think so. You can grab my debug function from any of my submissions in C++ in Codeforces, but I don't think you want to use it unless you really well understand it. I already have a video for my Linux setup. You will find it in GitHub wiki, !wiki. Here you will find in particular information about my compilation commands and debugs, I think. If not, then it doesn't exist. One more thing. I need to set up a bot for that. But on Discord, I have a channel to ping people about stream. Subscriber. Done. Also, I have a new internet provider, and hopefully now we will not have those 1 minute drops in the middle of a stream. Yeah, let's analyze here what happens. Those are the first two. Then on 4th position there is number 3 and so on. Yeah, it is. Why do I hear Discord sound? If the first number is 4, the first number is 4, this one is 3, then here I have a 3. Would be nice to know what is here. Or maybe let's focus on this. If this is 3, what is here? X will be copied from here to that position. And if there is 1 here, then X is copied to there. So this permutation, the previous permutation, it says how to move elements around. If this is 1, it means that X will get from here to the first position. Then we'll use this permutation to change the third one. My internet plan, 300 down, 40 up. Does it help to imagine this as a graph? The single permutation can be easily represented as a graph, where this means that from 4 there is edge to 1. But the state is 2 permutations. Then maybe 2 graphs. People recommended Xornal++ instead of Xornal for drawing. I will use it then. I'm not even checking if the cycle size can be constant or not. Like, the problem would be easy if we can claim that cycle size is up to 2 or up to 3, but then problem would be easier. Maybe it's true that cycle size is up to n, just linear of n. If yes, then that allows for some other solutions than just what I'm doing now. I might in a moment want to just try random permutations, random initial permutations, and print the cycle. Okay, this is xornal++ background. I'm looking for background mode, but yeah, the drawing will work. Erase here. Shouldn't be in tools. I don't see. Does anybody see it? Where is the background option here? Maybe in view. I don't think so. I opened help manual and it doesn't show anything. Is journal the last option? Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, it was here. Thanks a lot. Okay, one permutation I can represent as, I have a drawing tablet on the side, later I will grab it, from 4 to 1, for example, and so on. There are some cycles. Then the second permutation, if on fourth position there is some x, let's say that x is 2. What does it mean? It means that now on first position there will be x. So these two edges, they will make such a new edge. That's bad color. How to create a new one? Nope. Control N. Oh, I see. So new opens a completely new thing. I just wanted a new page. That's not what I wanted. Anyway, 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that. It's just like, you know, one-time thing. When we change an edge, if from 4 there was such an edge in first permutation, and then I don't know, this in second, it will mean in the new permutation there will be, on first position there will be x, so 2, like that. Green and orange together, they give us such a red edge. But always, from every position there will be 2 edges of 2 colors, maybe to the same vertex, and they will define a new edge like that. I don't know if this will help at all or not. Okay, let's say that from 5 there was this thing, and in orange to 1, then from green to orange there will be now this edge. It must cycle after some time, but I don't know what's the cycle, if the cycle size can be exponential. Maybe I should imagine that green arrow is in the other direction. Then I will say that there was a path of length 2 a moment ago from green, like if we move with green edge and then with orange, it makes sense to kind of shorten this path into a single edge. Maybe then I will be able to use exponentiation. So, where is eraser? This thing. Let's assume that green is directed in the other way. Maybe it will mean that every second permutation I inverse it. Instead of saying that I goes to AI, I say AI goes to I. The other direction, like that, like this. Okay, and now those two will combine to, well, this thing and that thing. Or maybe I can think directly about exponentiation. If I know what does it mean to do this operation twice? I think it's very complicated. Or maybe not. If this is A, this is B, then I know that from definition C of A of I is B of I. Then the fourth one, D of B of I is equal I need to say this. But from this I get that C of I is equal B of inverse of A. So like that. So D of I is C of A of lowercase will mean that it's an inverse permutation of B of I. And I can plug this here. See, from this, if I plug it, I will get that it's B of A of B of I. This seems a bit ridiculous now. E of C of I is D of I, right? Okay. Oh, I don't have a formula for C of I. Like lowercase c. What is that? Can I write it in any way? This is such index that I will get I. So can I say this? Oh, I will need to go through all of that again because I have no idea if I'm doing it correctly. You can multiply permutations like f of p of q is qp minus 1. Okay. It's never obvious for me like which one is on the left and on the right here in an equation, but I see your point. I see your point. F of q and f of p comma q. Then this is qp minus 1 times q. Then f of previous comma previous. This is that. Okay, what about that? Is this true? This will be something reasonable, like I know q to minus first, p to minus first. No, I will not take hard problem requests. I'm solving two problems from Atcoder Grand Contest 31. First D, then E. And yeah, those should be very difficult problems. If I want to first apply permutation P, then permutation Q. Now I want to inverse that. Then yes, I think this is true. So, can I say anything about that? I want to simplify this if possible. Okay, previous and previous, what will this give me? This. Oh, I messed up already. Because this should be the previous thing multiplied by this 2 minus 1. Let's say, so I don't like this, let's say that those are a and b and their inverses will be lowercase a and b. Yeah, I will try to use binary exponentiation. F of ab is ba, f of b comma f of ab is equal this times b. Always we rewrite the previous thing, and then this one to minus first power, this dot. I'm writing from the end and I'm flipping the case. Again, previous comma previous. The length increases just like Fibonacci numbers. Okay, I shouldn't see anything reasonable about this. I just need to say, if given this, I can create the third one, then can I quickly skip this in order to create the fifth one without like the linear representation. Size of this is exponential. I want to create like 2 consecutive permutations, I think. You can try doing some algebra and simplify. Maybe I can. Oh, right, because lowercase and uppercase next to each other, they cancel. But this is the first cancel I see. And this is the second cancel, and that will trigger some more stuff. So this is equal to B, A, nothing, A, nothing, A, B, A, B. Now this cancels, and I have something of, well, shorter length. And now let's try the previous, and now this one written from the end. Cancelled, cancelled. Let's try again. Now writing this from the end, flipped. Cancel, cancel, cancel. It seems that every next thing is longer just by 1. And maybe it grows quite regularly. Do you practice other than on stream? Not a lot recently. I participate in contests. That's the only thing outside of streams. Also, after maybe Code Forces round, I upsolve problems that I already started. Given those 2 permutations, I don't want these two permutations. I want a formula to get from them those. And this formula should be just linear size. I don't know, I will try once more this and the previous reversed and flipped. Longer by 1, like always. A, B, A. Longer by 2. Once every 3 turns, this is expanded by 2. Yeah, I don't know what to do about it. Just joined read statement 5 times, no idea what it is about. On Thursday I will have, same time, on Thursday I will have an easier stream with coding interview problems. So overall, do you see a solution? Do you see how to solve this in fast enough time? I understand what we can do with permutation, with inverse of permutation. If I fail with this thing, with thinking how to get binary exponentiation here, I will get back to thinking about it as a graph. It seems that in the long run, this is quite regular. I hope that it will just consist of those parts like A, B, uppercase A, uppercase B. Because if yes, then I will just say that it's this to some huge power, and the ending is easy. Okay, let's do like 5 more rows, or maybe I should write a program to do it. I think it will be safer. So just one last row, then I will do a program for that. Okay. And again we got AB, AB. That's very good. So is it true that every 4 steps we get almost the same permutation? If I take this and I insert a single string like that, will I get the same thing? No, I didn't get the same thing. It's of the same length, but it isn't really the same. Okay, program to do it. Let's go. I will start with those two strings. Repeat 20 times. Take 2. Reverse 1. Or actually just keep taking from the end. While s.back is equal 1.back, those two will cancel after flipping. Like this, then this function changes lowercase into uppercase or the other way around. Then S is the new thing. Let's check if it matches my what I said. This. It is exactly the same. Cool. Now, do we see a pattern here? Indeed, the AB, uppercase A, uppercase B is repeated. I'll just make it even bigger. Or just copy everything. Oh. Now, is this similar to something, I don't know, four moves away? Or 3 moves away. If to this, I just add this substring. Oh, my eyes hurt. Oh. But wait. It isn't true that ABAB is repeated, because it's messed up here. I think this pattern is repeated only until the middle. Maybe then there is some new pattern. Like there's this for half the string, then a single A, then this is repeated. Yeah, and that's repeated till the very end. Now, is the same true 3 moves away? Actually, this matches both patterns. Will that be a solution? I think I found the pattern. It is for some time repeated this, for like half the string. Then there is one common character between the two patterns, and then we have something else repeated. Actually the same pattern but backwards. So it would be nice to analyze how half of the string changes. I think it will be easy to represent every next string as some permutation, maybe times a single element, times this permutation to -1. Maybe like this. I'm solving this problem. Tourist had a rough time? What, in the standings for this problem or what? He got 18th place. That's indeed bad for him. Okay, I have two possibilities now. I can just get the pattern from this and hard code it, because I think what I see here is good enough. If k will be divisible by 3, I will use this formula, otherwise I compute the nearest k. Like if they ask me about, I don't know, this, k is this, then it is enough for me to compute for k equals 660. Well, and k equals 661 would be nice too. And then from them to create the next one. So either just get a pattern from this, or try to represent every next string as permutation times x times this permutation reversed. This is b times a times b reversed. ba times b times same thing reversed. ba times ba times the first term reversed. bab a times reversed. BABA B. Oh, instead of writing this on the right, I can just modify what is already on the left. So I will say maybe with hyphens. AB. Dot. Okay, do we see a pattern? A, uppercase B, BA, lowercase a, lowercase b, BA. and I guess it will be now always the same. So now I'm looking for uppercase A, uppercase B, and now this uppercase B, lowercase a, and then what, lowercase a, yep, lowercase b, and BA. Okay, I think we're good. There is a nice cycle of size 6 with what happens. Just this, and then we got as an extra B, uppercase A, B, and A. It means it's quite easy, maybe not, it's relatively easy to investigate what happens with permutation after 6 extra steps. Because to increase k by 6, we just prepend and append this, single extra pattern. If I take this and add at the end extra those 4 elements again, and at the beginning the same thing, and now if I remove those, I should get the next line. Yes, they do not differ. Okay, so while needed, I will increase both. I will start from first and second permutation. As many times as needed, I move with this by 6, and then the brute force the end. Someone entered my room right now, it would be appear I'm crazy guy writing random characters on the screen. No, you never saw random characters. These are very organized. I wonder what later the editorial will say. Like, just observe that every permutation can be expressed as p times something small times p2 minus first. Sounds like a response from a crazy guy. Don't tell me you don't see a pattern here. Come on, don't be crazy. Okay, so what do I do? I think it will be convenient to implement a struct to handle a permutation and to multiply 2 things. Everything will be numbered from 0 to n minus 1. This will multiply 2 of them. I also need an inverse. And let's say a division, but division will just use inverse. Let's copy this as an extra file. What do I read? Okay, first, maybe a brute force. We need to print. We do. This will not work for k equal to 1. So if k is 1, then do that. Three to 1. Correct, and this will be too slow, so I'm not even running it. Okay, now all of this. To move something by 6, I need to do, if I have, currently I have x, I need to change it into, let's say, c times x times c2 minus first, where c is this combo. Yeah. Let's say special. Will Code Forces Easy Streams be every Saturday? Yes. Just this week it will be just after the Code Forces round. So this time, because there is Code Forces round, I will likely just talk about solutions from that contest, and that's it. But yeah. The schedule is whatever is below the Twitch stream. Just this Saturday, there would be collision between my easy Code Forces stream and Code Forces round. So this will be shifted by like hour and a half. Looks like some math, not much algorithms in it. Yes, difficult competitive programming problems are often about math. And I only partially understand what I did. Basically, I noticed a pattern in this. Is that really a solution? My code will produce answers quickly enough, so it is a solution, but it's a bit stupid. Okay, I need to do this. There's the same for from this to that. I think so. No. If k is 7, then I need to do it once. Okay, is this then TMPA is special multiplied by TMPA multiplied by special inverse. I will later improve this with binary exponentiation. And then to that, just I need to now use. Oh, I don't need those. I thought that I need them because in formula for special I use A and B. But special is already kind of remembered. Okay. Let's try those. I guess that they will be kind of random. If I put in 1, 2, 3, I got something, and if instead skip this step, I got something else, sadly. As one thing I can just in desperation do is see if this will work. This is correct answer. No, this is one incorrect answer and this is the other incorrect answer. Why is there no difference? I will handle the remainder modulo 6 by just doing brute force at the end. Here I assume that I can even type it. My k is up to 6, so I can go one by one at the end. Already here I can put it. This is some brute force solving small k. This is third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and this is seventh. Wait. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In the very first run, or I can as well say that this is A and this is A, because those two will cancel and I will get the same thing. What about trying k equal to exactly 7? Not correct. This applies just this once. What about some check? This should print identity permutation. It doesn't. Okay, something's wrong here already. Maybe like the inverse is messed up. But either this or the other order should be 1. Maybe both. By 1 I mean identity permutation. So there is something obviously wrong. Constructor. When reading, I hear resize. So with empty constructor, this is initially empty. I don't see what's wrong. Let's do a.print, a.inf print. Okay, so this, we read this permutation, it's indeed fine. This is a. On first position there is 7. So the second permutation will say on 7th position there is 1. When I print, I increase everything by 1. Makes sense. Now when combining those two, do I combine correctly? C of 7 is 8. How was the date with my girlfriend? I think it's unrelated. And you know, we lived together for many years already, so nothing new. To get 1 on the first position, I would need to say I think this would need to be C of I is B of A of I. Maybe I compute inverse incorrectly. But this is the only, I don't know any other inverse. Still this problem? Yes, that's still problem D. I want to say that if I have those two permutations, how do I print? By doing this. I now need to say something like the very first number, so kind of print of 1 should be B of A of 1. And I do something else here. I compared this versus, I think I should inverse A or B at the very beginning. Because I have implemented 2. Okay, Everrule, but when you print the multiplication of inverse and the permutation, do you get identity? Okay, I think I understand, and if I understand that, I will get identity now. Let's print. Oh, I removed the wrong thing. Let's print multiplication of A and A. No. Yes? No. I don't know. Okay. My times operator, this thing, it multiplies A with inverse of B already. And it's confusing. So yeah, this multiplication is just, if this multiplication is A of B of I, okay, I didn't implement A of B of I. I implemented whatever is described in the statement, and that's more like A of B of to minus first of I, or the other way around. So let's maybe change it. I want to here have A of B of I. Then it will be easier for me to work with any operations. This should be that. Okay, and remove this. Doesn't matter. Now this will be something like that. Instead of thinking, I will just try all the possibilities. Let me save this. 3 to 1 is correct. This is not correct. I don't know. This. No. Sorry that I'm guessing. Just kind of the order of stuff changed. Fine. Now I can try this, and also no, I will say that this is, let's say, in 3. Will this work? The answer should be if it should be this indeed, then I'm fine. Is this fast enough? In half a minute we will see the answer. Oh. I've just seen a comment in the chat, I guess you're male. I don't know if you're talking to me or to some other person in the chat, but that made me laugh. Correct. Cool. Now just make this faster. This is how many times I will do it. No, this is how many times I will do it. Now some binary stuff. I didn't mess it up. Should be now logarithmic. Okay, passed 10 tests, then we're fine. Whew, that's very good news. I'm very curious to see the editorial. Okay. They describe the same thing basically. Well, I don't like the problem. It isn't a beautiful Atcoder problem like other problems are. But you know, the goal is to make this thing kind of full, this Atcoder checklist. Now I solved this. Difficulty 3055, and now we move to something with difficulty 4000. Nice. The second one, I'm guessing that I will need to check the editorial, you know, before solving problem. Here I solved this problem without looking at editorial. Hooray. The other thing is that I also tried this problem during the contest back then, like months ago or maybe a year ago, and I wasn't able to solve the problem back then. Did I solve F during the contest? Standings. Oh, this might be my best Atcoder performance. Yeah, I solved F. Hooray, I beat Tourist. Quick look at F. I don't remember this. I will just, I want to see what I have here. Some kind of DFS. and find an union. Also, I see something random. Maybe just I squeezed an incorrect solution then. No, I don't think so, because I don't repeat stuff. Random shuffle the cycles I found. I don't know, seems like magic. But what we solved today is E. I will modify the command. Done. To which you can type !link and it will work. Oof. Snook can only steal at most that many jewels whose x-coordinates are AI or smaller. This can be a flow, or maybe something exponential of n over 4. N is the number of jewels. This for everything we have some condition. How to create a new page. I might get back to Xornal. Somebody told me to use this Xornal++, and I don't see now how it's better. Maybe there are more options, but because of it, it's harder for me to do anything. There, I think, control page up or something like that created a new page. What I can do is this. No, I can't even do that. I wanted to control A and delete. Sketch.io. I prefer to use something offline. I used Sketch.io in the past. Wait, isn't it something for Windows only? No, this is online. Here you go. There are points and there will be conditions. I can assume, I guess, that in every column there is exactly 1 point, and rows also create a permutation. I think it will not hurt. And there are conditions like on the left from this, you can only take at most 2 points. Also maybe below this at most 1 point, and so on and so on. Okay, first observation. The number of meaningful conditions for every dimension, I think, will be n over 2. If points are sorted, first, second, third, and so on, if two consecutive conditions are the same, like they're at most, let's say, okay, we have points sorted from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and so on. If we know that below this line there are at most 2 points, and then below this next line there are at most 2 points, then one of those conditions I can skip. Also, if I say that this is at most 2, and below this is at most 3, then also I can remove one of those two. Which one? Which one is harder? This one will stay. If this one is satisfied, then this one is satisfied too. So then I skip this one. If they are the same, then I remove this one, and it's if this, then I remove this one as well. Okay. If this, remove. If this, then remove the previous guy. And now, so for every 2 neighbors, I can remove one of the 2 conditions, and then maybe I will get something like this is at most 2, and then this is at most 3. And so on. But then the number of meaningful conditions will be n over 2. N is 80, so in each dimension there are only at most n over 2 meaningful conditions. This is per dimension. Per dimension. Maybe I will sweep over one dimension and then do some kind of bit masks or something for the other dimension. Control N should work there as new page. I think it will remove this one completely. Not okay. What about saving this? Wait a second. Save desktop. Sure. Yeah. So it removed everything. Control N got me this thing. If I here draw something and I hit Control N, if I save, then the saved file is somewhere, but it completely removes the previous drawing, which is stupid. Xornal plus is bad. I will use, if anything, Xornal. I'm not using Linux and Windows in the same display. By the way, is it refreshed now? Yes, refreshed. We have a green cell. If I solve E, then also the whole row will turn green. Okay, this is not per dimension, this is per... Oh. Actually, this more like per direction. Oh. Direction. Because we have that like top down and bottom up. If I sort points from left to right, then for one dimension I need to know the number of already taken points and what's the maximum number of remaining points I can take. If I'm done with, if I go from left to right and I'm done with those, those 3 points, I need to know in order to know later if some condition about the left part is satisfied, I need to know how many of those 3 points I took, and also to satisfy conditions about for this line what's the number of points to the left. I need to know what's the hardest condition to satisfy about those types, like in this half plane only at most some many. Okay, I can do that. I can handle one dimension in polynomial time. What about the other? A lot of love from India. Well, thank you. But this will not help me in solving this problem. Is time limit big? Yes, it's quite big. So maybe the complexity is 2 to 20th power times n, or times n factorial would be too big. I'm guessing this is not solvable in polynomial time. This is why I'm trying to divide n once more by 2. There will be 40 conditions, like actually it's not even that. I can do it now in 2 to 40th power. What I have here is that among those 2 points, among some prefix, some number of points appears. Let's create a new one. Let's number the points from left to right. Let's say that the condition is on the left from here at most 1, on the left from here at most 2, on the left from here at most 4, then if I go from top to down, I need to remember the number of taken elements in every part, like this will be first part, second, third, and so on. Can I ever say that one point is better than another? And there are also those opposite conditions, like on the right from here, there are at most 2 points taken. You can change a prefix condition to a suffix condition, right? Yes, I can. I mean, assuming that I know how many points I took. If I know how many points I took in total, if I know that at the end I want to take 10 points, then yes, condition at most 3 on the left means at least 7 on the right. And that's a very good idea, you know, but I considered that a few minutes ago and I didn't pursue it because when I said that we need to keep track of how many elements we already have and how many elements we can have at most till the end, maintaining those two values is equivalent to maintaining one of them and something about the total number of elements, I think. Or maybe not. Let's think. Is it enough for me to just say dp of how many elements I had so far? Oh yeah, but to know which blues are allowed, okay, I can iterate over the final count, then run dp, and I will know how to change blue to red. And then at the end, just read dp of this particular count and do that separately for every count. So we get rid of, instead of having 2 dimensions, we can have 1 dimension, but I need to run this dp n times. So it doesn't help. But even without blue, I don't know how to solve this. Let's remove blue. Let's say that we have only red. There are at most 40 areas here, regions. I go from top. I decided already about elements above the blue line. They continue going down, 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 and so on. After I'm done with those numbers above me, in this area it would be nice if I already considered 5 to know if 5 is taken. Actually, what I care about is how many elements were taken for every prefix. If 5 is taken, then already those 2 conditions, they become equivalent now, unless I take 4, then this one is harder to satisfy. So if I took 5, then I can remove this red condition. This one is only important now. If I didn't take 5, then for sure this condition is satisfied if this one is. So then remove this element. What about this region with 3 elements? If I didn't take 6, then forget about 4. 4 will not be exceeded if 2 is satisfied. If I took 6, then I don't know. What about after I consider 2 numbers? If both of them are taken, then I forget about 2. If one is taken and one is not, then I forget about 4. If this, then forget about 4. Oh, maybe I will get something like 2 to 40 divided by 3. No, more like 3 to 40 divided by 2. But not only I have red areas, I also have those looking to the right, and they can be changed into something looking to the left. But then again, instead of 40, I now have many more. How long is the stream already? Hour 45. In a moment I will look at the prefix of Editorial to see if I'm going in correct direction. In particular, it might help me to know the complexity I should aim for. If there are 4 numbers in this area, or if there are like 10 numbers, then things are worse. Let's look at some prefix of Editorial. Okay, so the key is to add one more condition. Snook must steal exactly k jewels. What Gupta Samar said is apparently a good idea. So then, indeed, I don't see how. The condition like this, at most that many here, is changed into at least that many on the left. Okay. Okay. If I have, let's draw some dots. Let's say that on the right from here I have at most 1. Then now, If on the left from here there is at least 2, then I know what to do. I take this point and I say here there must be exactly 1. If there is at least 3, this is impossible. At least 1. At least 0 means nothing. What about at least 1? Can be 2, can be 1. I would think of changing every condition in left half to prefix and after to suffix. That's an interesting idea. That's for sure a reasonable idea. But even here, I just want to say, I want to see if I still can remove some conditions. If on the left from this there is at least 1, then I remove that guy. If smaller equal 2. Yeah, that's perfectly possible. Because it's bad if in 1/2 I already get 40 conditions. Yeah, what do we do then? Still too many conditions. If somebody has just joined, you can use !link on Twitch to get the link to this problem and then read it. Yeah, possibly I will get a condition for this prefix, condition for this prefix, and it will be just 80 conditions. If I go from the top and I decide about some point, then already some conditions will disappear. And maybe if I implement enough logic to remove unnecessary conditions and to know whatever I need to know about points so far, maybe it will be 2 to 40th power. I don't see how it will be better. So move on a little bit. One-dimensional version of the problem is trivial. I knew how to solve it from the very beginning. When the style jewels are sorted in ascending order, next coordinate of this jewel must be this or larger. Interesting. So it's here they choose a subsequence they have another polynomial time solution for one dimension. They choose the subsequence of the given x coordinates of the given points, and they say the fifth number must be just in some interval. Okay, that's nice. Sure. That's a nice way to put it. And obviously this gives polynomial dp. But what then? If we sort by y, then also like the topmost taken point must be in some y range. Second one also must be in some y range, and so on and so on. Okay. They say that condition for range of first element, and then second element we only go up and up with this interval. Oh, in fact we can further rephrase the condition as for each ice snook must steal one jewel between x coordinates L and R. Okay, this is the first thing that I didn't know about. Very few people today. I expect this to happen on Tuesdays. On Tuesday, every Tuesday I will solve very easy problems. And recently the numbers I double stream to YouTube and Twitch. Now we have around 50 on Twitch and YouTube, so 100 total. And just whenever there is coding interviews or easy code courses, then there will be like 200 total. I don't worry about it too much. Like Tuesday is for hard problems. I need to get this in some way. If first must be taken somewhere here, then second here, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. Okay, that's actually trivial. They just say that if we choose one point from each of those, even if they are not sorted, all the conditions about fifth biggest is here are satisfied, because I can swap like this. Okay, now I understand. now they have those increasing intervals, and they just say from each of those intervals take exactly 1 point. And the same for y's. I'm thinking now if this is some kind of flow. Like we will create bipartite graph or something. From this graph 1, from this graph 1. Yeah, exactly. Now, the same is for vertical stuff. Oh, I thought that I can remove. So by doing this, I create the previous one. Number all the x's. Number all the y's. If there is point with coordinate 3, 5, then put an edge like this. Let's say also there is 5, 6, there is 2, 1, and some more, doesn't matter. And now the fact that we should grab 1 point with x coordinate here in this range, it means just create an extra vertex, put edges to those, and that's it. From source to this there is capacity 1. Every edge has capacity 1. If there is another interval, then I need to also handle that. This is interval from 3 to 4, 1 jewel must be there. And same for y's. If there must be something between 1 and 2, do this. And now just run standard flow without costs, not without costs. And there is some cost in every point. So this edge has a cost. No other edge has a cost, and run max flow min cost. So just multiply this by -1 or something. Just say infinity minus this, and it will work. Okay. Well, then I went in very wrong direction. I thought that the complexity will be exponential, like 2 to n over 4. Minimum cost flow, yeah. I thought it's DP. I very much thought so. Sure. Okay. Then I know a solution now, and I'm going to do 2 special Tuesdays. One where I solve flow problems, and one where I solve inclusion-exclusion problems. So I need to in some way mark this or remember that this is a flow problem to do, because, well, I can copy-paste some code now and use it. I need to finally implement my own flows and just test it by using it in all the problems. Also understand the complexity and be able to like retrieve the flow if needed. Here I guess that we only print the cost. Yeah, so that's easy. I can grab any flow and just use add edge. Should I actually do it now? It will be a bit annoying to create conditions for intervals. maybe not. Okay, what time is it? 8 p.m. Okay, then not today. Let me look at my calendar. Maybe this week, like Thursday or Friday, I will do a boring stream. It will be, I used to do boring streams sometimes in the morning. That would be like 5 hours long. And then I will work on something bigger then. And that would be in the flows or inclusion exclusion. I want to use my own code, not just copy pasted one from my teammate. I keep using flows. Now I could use flow from Atcoder library, but that's not enough or perfect. Yeah, flow. Yay, hooray. Once I decide about this, I will put it in the schedule. So, you know, on Twitch, this is my schedule, plus here you can grab Google Calendar. This is a link to something where whenever I put something new, you will be able to see it. You can import that to your own Google Calendar. In Kenku, you can log in with GitHub account. I didn't know about that, but what does it change? What's wrong with reusing Atcoder flows? For every algorithm, it's a little bit better to implement it yourself and know every detail, what can be modified, something like that. And while flows are kind of black box-ish, where if flow is implemented good enough, you will be able to use it, but also then I need to understand augmenting paths well. Augmenting paths is something where you don't just create a network and then run flow and ask about its value, but you need to just run that BFS or whatever you use multiple times. I don't know if Atcoder library satisfies that. Make your list of problems, what? Anyway, this or next week I will make a boring stream for flows and or inclusion exclusion. This is a second problem now where Snook and Phantom is to do, and also I think that lamps and buttons maybe is inclusion exclusion, and I left it for later. Okay, we're slowly moving forward with this problem checklist. But you know, whenever somebody asks me how to get red or something like that, how to get Intel, it's just, I know, solve all the problems in this table. And you will get plus like 500 to rating in this process. Maybe not 500 if you're already high rated, but you get the drill. Okay, let's finish here. You wanted to mark the problems. So here I can log in with GitHub and then I will be able to mark something as like half done. I will check this out. Login, authorize. I don't see how to use it. Okay. Yeah, I don't see how to use it. If I now enter this, I can here search for myself, but then what? I don't see how to mark something. In my account, that's ugly. In my account, I can create a new list, whatever that means. Can't really mark it on the table, but you can make a list for yourself. I don't want to create a new list. Like, I want to work with this one and like with this table of size 7 by something. So we're good. I'm going to implement all of those. Let's see. For now, I only remember that I have 2 problems to do: lamps and buttons, and this one from today. 31. Yeah, Snook. Okay, but now see you Thursday evening for sure. Coding interviews then in the evening. And then Saturday after Codeforces I will likely just go on Twitch to talk about problems I solved during the Codeforces round. Whenever my stream collides with like Codeforces rounds, then I will adjust this a little bit, just like it will happen on Saturday. Also, maybe on Sunday evening we will again do Among Us with competitive programmers, but that's not certain right now. I don't know if I will have time. Do you still practice a question you solved a long time ago, which was difficult at that time? Maybe you saw the editorial back then. It for sure isn't more beneficial than solving a new problem. If I'm done with all problems, for example, you see now on the screen, then I can think of resolving the same problem, but this will never happen. If I keep solving 2 problems a month, 2 problems a week, and Atcoder keeps producing 1 contest every month, let's say, then the number of here empty problems will decrease twice by 2 per month, I think. So if we have here around 40 times 6, 240 problems, and I clear them with speed of 2 per month, this will take me 120 months, so 10 years. Then in 10 years, I will worry about resolving the same problems. Will MNB Vimar joining you next week? I don't know. Try group upsolving. If there is anybody high rated wanting to think about problems with me during a stream, then you're welcome to join. Just write to me. You will not get from me tutorial for flows because I don't know flows enough. Other people know flows better. Do A's and B's on stream, and you could probably do more. It's not that I will gain something, like it will be better if I do A and B, like all of A's, for example. Yes, I could likely finish all A's in 1 month during 4 streams. Maybe even they are that easy that I can do it in 2 days. But no, I will just clear row by row, kind of. Maybe next time after flows and inclusion exclusion, I will try those very difficult problems. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So that's it for today. Thank you everybody for watching. Follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and visit the Discord server to hang out with me or just to talk about programming. Right. Yeah, good call. Twitch. Programming. Why people don't do algorithms? Coding game, maybe. Sorry. Is Atcoder contest good for beginners? Atcoder beginner contest is. Whenever I see coding game, I first think about the long game thing, like 1 month challenge, not about those simple short problems. But this is good enough as well. Some of them are, this is a reverse problem, it's a bit stupid. I guess this is to check if it's a good IP mask. I don't know. Anyway, from 7 viewers we will make 50. That's nice. Of Atcoder official YouTube stream is in Japanese, but you have written editorial. Yeah. I'm raiding Sonar Gonal. Have a nice evening, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.